Yeah, actually, you know what? This could not this could not have turned out better, because one of the central tenets of the way Giant Bomb does it is we can't leave until we reach consensus here. And so I think the fact that that we are all hungry and want to go to dinner, I think that only...
That's a good driving...
Yep.
Make some concessions.
So what you're saying is, to get what I want, I just have to not be as hungry as the rest of you.
Yes, filibustering is a time-honored tradition.
Oh, man.
Guys, we're here for the Fuck Buddy Awards.
Dun, dun, dun.
The buddies, the F-buds, the...
We are all the Fuck Buddies here. You guys are my Fuck Buddies. You heard me.
Okay.
You heard me, and no, you don't get a say.
No, I just wish I'd remember any of these moments. It's just, that's the saddest part.
Ben, co-hosting is not consent.
So we're going to start it off, as all Fuck Buddies should, we're going to start it off low pressure.
Thank you.
So for all the people who didn't watch the previous 2 videos that we filmed, what the fuck are you doing jumping in here?
I mean, I guess you could watch this without watching.
I mean, they say that you should always assume that this is the first, which we do a real shit job of.
Oh, yeah,
I don't think we've even introduced ourselves the last, 5, 6 videos we've done.
We haven't. I don't think I've never said our name.
Scott puts our names up on the screen.
Which is why I do that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we should do that whether we do or not. But for the record,
We'll get a structure eventually.
I'm Ben. I'm your oldest brother, Ben. Who here likes the McElroys? I do.
And I'm the brother in the middle, which is what I like to be. I'm Scott Kaizeneko Frericks. Nice to meet you.
I guess that leaves me. I'm Kieran. Hi.
Our baby brother, Kieran.
Baby brother.
Shit, I never realized. Yeah, we actually are sitting in order of age here. But yes, we're going to start it off low pressure. We're going to start it off easy. We're going to start it off with our personal awards.
Okay, cool.
We're going to go through... Actually, you know what? Let's give people the rundown. Let's give people...
Yes, do it. What is this? What are we doing?
So we are doing the Fuck Buddy Awards. We have already each decided which show from the fall 2017 season we are going to marry. 3 beautiful bachelors, 3 different shows. Couldn't have planned it better if I'd planned it, which I didn't.
Where are the 2 other bachelors?
Well, none of us anymore. We're married.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
But now we're going to get into some nitty-gritty, some more specific details. In the following categories, the first 4 categories, these are the personal awards. We didn't feel it would be right to try and reach a consensus. This is very personal. Best Waifu or Husbando. Each of us will choose. The Hindsight Award. The decision which we would change if we could. If we could change a vote, change a decision that we made. This is it. Best laugh. Just the best chuckle we got. Each of us individually. And best moment of the season. And this doesn't even necessarily have to be like, if there's something from, say, a Juni Taisen that the rest of us didn't watch, like, yo, you can throw that in there. That is fine. This is loosey-goosey. This is do what you feel. This is vote with your heart.
Gotcha.
And that goes for the panel awards, too. If you want to nominate something that the rest of us didn't see, like, you can do that. It might be rough to try and get our input, but if you want to make an argument, if you want to make an impassioned plea and see if you can sway us, like, dude, go for it. But we've also got the panel awards. These are the ones where we're going to be sitting here and discussing it until we reach a consensus, which is sometimes, you know, one person just pushing their agenda real hard and the others going, you know what, fuck it, let baby have his baba.
I just want you to meet my friend, Phil Buster.
Exactly. Is Phil Buster the best main character? Because that's an award.
Don't start me yet. I haven't even had my tea. Nothing.
We got best supporting character, best antagonist, best opening, best ending, purtiest show, best soundtrack, best surprise, as in the best surprise show, the show you didn't think was going to be good that turned out to be real good. Most disappointing. It's the opposite. The one that you had the highest expectations for that These are two categories that are about that tension between expectation and delivery. So it's not necessarily the worst show, just worst in comparison to our expectations.
Yeah.
The Heartstring Tugger Award, the show that tugged those heartstrings the hardest. The Best Worst Show. Call it what you want, call it so bad it's good. Yeah, Best Worst Show. The King's Game Memorial Zombie Award for the show that outlived its natural lifespan by the longest. The Best First Date. We also toyed with calling this Best First Impression or Best Debut. We're defining this as best 3-ish episodes. Like first, like...
I like Best First Date. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think that gets across what we're looking to convey here. I don't think we have to be too strict about that exactly 3 episodes, but yeah, Best First Impression, Best First Date. Best Conclusion. Something that a lot of shows have a hard time with. Best Couple. And finally, Best Episode. And for each of these, so personal awards, it's our best. If you want to name a runner-up, you certainly can. For these panel awards, I think we should aim for a winner and 1 runner-up in each category.
I like that. Okay.
Honorable mention, whatever you want to call it. But let's start off with these personal awards. Starting off with Best Waifu or Husbando.
Oh, man.
Just close your eyes. Just
I know.
envision that perfect person's face in your mind. Kieran, who was your waifu or husbando?
And or
It can be and. If one person just encapsulated all the qualities that make a best waifu and a best husbando all in one perfect package, like who are we to say?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna do a husband.
Okay, but you got to choose one winner for this category. That's the rule.
For the okay.
Yeah, you gotta pick,
Okay,
we gotta pick one person, because I got mine.
All right.
Yeah, you can name
Mine's
a
got
runner-up,
layers.
but you do have to this is the winner, this is the runner-up.
Gotcha.
Okay, so waifu. I'm taking this in the typical anime form. The waifu is generally someone who is designed to be attractive to some subset of people, usually. And they're someone who has qualities that someone finds good in a mate. Someone you would seem, want to hang out with them, want to get to know them, want to boink them. Mine, best waifu, and husbando is Sakurai from MMO Junkie as Lily, is the waifu. Him as himself is the husbando. Sakurai is so good. I love Sakurai. When he is Lily, he's so supportive. He's everything I think I find really enjoyable. Like at my best, I think I try to be like that. Really supportive. Like, yeah, you can do it. Nah, you got this. You're great. But then there's also that, dial it back. Take the mask off. Hey, man, let's be real. You got both those sides. The same person. They're really just Sakurai was... It's hard to beat someone like Sakurai. Morioka lucked out. She's a lucky bitch. Sakurai's a perfect man.
I will say that episode where you get to see into his head and
Yes,
really
that episode about him.
really grok what he gets out of being Lily. I got that.
Yeah, same.
Speaking as someone who plays a lot of support in Overwatch, that can be a real frustrating experience when you got those bad teammates. But oh boy, when you just... I will shout into my microphone, go and kill in my name!
Yeah, you can do it! Avenge me!
Yep.
I've pushed you this far. It's up to you. I will carry you all. I can't carry the ring, but I can carry you,
Yep.
Mr. Frodo. I love those characters. He's so endearing. He loves the people he talks to. He enjoys what he does. And he's troubled. And who isn't,
Yep.
I am too. So we can get it off. I loved Sakurai. I love as Lily. I thought they were very, very compelling. A great portrayal of someone trying to be their kind of ideal person, but realizing that it's not something I can always have, but it's also not harmful in a way. I loved him.
This is a difficult topic, or difficult nomination for me, because when it comes to waifus and husbandos, I actually prefer somebody more experienced. And let's be completely honest.
Okay.
And when you look at the crop here, what do you got? You got Sakurai and Morioka, well, no, not even a little bit. You have Chisei and Elias. Well, shoot. You have Inuyashiki, and I'm not touching any of that. I'm at a tough spot here because I need somebody experienced. Because while I think Morioka's sweet and funny and cute, yeah, she's that. I would not personally date Morioka if I were straight, unless I were also a little bit more experienced and we were experiencing this together. Same with Sakurai. It's like, oh, what a cutie. He cares so much, but like he's a little bit too soft for my taste, and it's like, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel there. And Elias, oh man, he's got all that daddy thing going on, but he's also just basically a child.
Yep.
And so I'm stuck here. I'm like, okay, well, what rings my bell like that? Oh God, it's Sword.
I knew it. I knew it.
Sword is my husbando. He just sits down with that massive steak and like, and that body, and he's just like, I don't know what to do. I feel bad saying it because it's like it's not purely on looks because I dig his personality too. He's big and bombastic and he beats the crap out of monsters, and I'm kind of like, oh, God damn it. Like, I wouldn't say no. So it's like, what am I supposed to do here? I value all these other characters for their personalities, but when it comes to Sword, it's like, hi, daddy.
Nah, dude, it's cool.
We are in a judgment-free zone until we get into the panel awards, and then I will fucking cut you if you don't.
This is all you.
I will say, runner-up is going to be Sakurai. Because I will admit, out of any of them, who with the emotional maturity, he is the highest up there. And if it were Sword or him, it would go with Sword. But if I had to go with Sakurai, I'd be like, yeah, okay, you're cool. You're cool. I dig him.
I can dig it.
Respectable.
Yes. So it came down to 2 for me. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm not gonna get fancy with this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to overcomplicate it.
Yeah.
I am a straight white guy and I like some pretty ladies.
Uh-huh.
Runner up, Chisei.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's, you know what? She's a little cutie.
She's so cute though.
Yeah. It is wonderful seeing her come into her own, come into herself. Also, I like being the dominant one. There's your TMI for the day, y'all.
Hey, man, if I were only waifus, Chisei. Boom, done. But
that said, Chisei's dealing with some stuff.
You don't got time for that.
There is a limit to how much stuff I'm prepared to help you through, because I got a lot of my own stuff to deal with.
And there's nothing wrong with being honest about that.
Yeah. You just, you let people know where you're at, what you're dealing with, and they can take that or they can leave that, and that's not a judgment on you.
Yep.
That's a judgment on them being honest with themselves and knowing how much they're prepared to deal with. My waifu, Morioka.
Good pick.
She's also dealing with some stuff.
Yeah.
But all that stuff that we were talking about earlier about her taking this as a challenge to better herself, like she doesn't make it his problem.
It's true.
Yep.
And she will ask for help where she needs it, but she is a very independent person otherwise.
Yeah, she's not looking for him to fix her, just to be with her, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, she is fucking gorgeous.
She wants to be. She is a cutie.
Yeah.
Yep. She's also gorgeous in sweats.
Yeah, even when she's not trying to
be.
That is my look.
Especially when they're yours.
And I need both. I need to be able to, it's Sunday, I don't want to go out. No, you don't need to put makeup on. We're sitting on the couch today.
Yeah.
I also need to be able to say, no, it's Saturday night, we're going out, we're having fun. Put on those heels, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, it's okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
You take my arm, I'll hold you up when you fall, but put on those heels, girl, we're going out.
And I love to get dressed up too. Like, I like it to be oh my God, my husband and I do this dinner club, and we always get dressed up for it. And yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, if you do not like to get dressed up, that is fine. That is your choice as a person. You do you. That is fine. obviously I like to get dressed up. I find that fun. I enjoy it. I don't want to be with somebody where if I decide to get dressed up, I'm going to feel overdressed.
Yeah.
That doesn't do it for me. That doesn't make you a bad person if you don't want to get dressed up. That just makes you not the person for me, and that's fine.
Man, it you know what? Small tangent. Kind of frustrating that every time we say, "Oh yeah, this is what I like," we have to be like, "But it's okay if you don't like that." Look, if we ever say we like or don't like something, you're not wrong for liking or disliking it. It's okay.
Your identity is not in what you like.
Yes.
You are not your fucking khakis.
Oh God, haven't heard that in forever.
I will quote lots of Fight Club on this show. Fight Club and Star Trek are among my jams.
You're not your fucking khakis. All right, so
So
Good,
Yeah.
a good trio.
Good
all,
mix.
all respectable picks. You know,
Yes.
I was happy because I figured you would pick sword. And you know what? There's nothing like I feel like
Yes.
you're not defensive. There's nothing wrong with picking sword.
yeah, look. I mean, I'm over here, and you were quick to say it's not just because he's hot. Like, it's okay if it's
Yeah, Ben's
mostly
over here
because
like,
they're
yo,
hot.
man, she's a hottie. I agree.
Like-
She is a hottie.
Guess what? And also, it really depends on what your choices are in a given season. This category, like if you're looking for husbandos, I mean, who's runner-up husbando wise? Like realistically, let's get real here.
Inuyashiki.
I mean, I guess, but look, man.
now I'm trying to think about it. Oh, I know. It's Nobuaki.
Yeah, like guess what? If I didn't have Morioka and Chisei, I'd be here like Gina, I guess, because she's got big tits.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And it's not just because of that, but let's get real, it is a factor.
It's okay.
Guys, let's talk about the Hindsight Award.
Hindsight.
Talk
I've
about
never made a regretful decision in my life.
have to choose, but we'll let you choose last. I'll start us off here
Okay,
because there is no runner-up for me. This is a no-brainer. Guys, when Kino's Journey died and King's Game lived.
Oh yeah.
That was like there are other times when something died and something else lived that it's like, yeah, man, I really kind of wish that had gone the other way. This was the only time that was like, no, actually, no, I fucked up. I am not too proud to say it. I should have voted to fuck Kino's Journey because, and we have a certain amount of latitude here on this show to decide what a fuck or a kill means to us. You know, like Scott has said many times that in his mind, a fuck means I would recommend this show to somebody. I will not give a fuck to something that I would just not recommend to anybody under any circumstances. That's not really what it means to me. To me, it's like if I'm going to, the way this show is structured, if I'm going to give a kill to a show, to more than one show, that means at some level I'd be okay if either one of these shows died. I was not okay with the fact that King's Game lived and Kino's Journey died.
Yeah.
You put King's Game up against Dies Irae or Just Because. Like, yeah, I could honestly say that, no, I don't want King's Game to live, but I'm okay that other show died and King's Game lived. It's at some level kind of a toss-up. Nope, I fucked that one up, and that's on me. I'm sorry. I let myself down, and I let the audience down.
I hope they can find it in their cold hearts to forgive you.
I was trying to, and we've also said, vote with your hearts, and I was not voting with my heart. I was trying to do some metagame bullshit. I was trying to get manipulative, and that was wrong of me.
And look what happened.
But, yep, and I paid the price.
He says, like a Saturday morning villain.
Sure, Xanato. Sure, good guy now. We believe you.
No, we're not talking about gargoyles, husbandos. We all know who wins that category.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, do we though? Do we though?
Actually, no, that's a good point. I'm not sure that we do.
Yeah, like
Is Goliath not the
Oh,
Husbando?
Brooklyn, dude. Brooklyn's big.
Brooklyn's so annoying.
Yeah, no, he's annoying, but yeah, ask the furries. He's hot. So my biggest mistake was Gato. I really kind of wish I hadn't killed it because I just kind of got frustrated, and I knew that episode was going to be bad. I knew it. but maybe it could have gotten better after that. It wasn't a bad show. It just was just too bland when the places where it could have been good. For a 26-episode series, maybe it does actually have a better second half. There are shows that, have some good parts in its first half and then really come into its own, but I don't know. It was taking too much time for me, but I still kind of wish I had given it the fuck that week to try and give it more of a chance. But I have a busy schedule. It's difficult. But at the same time, I want to make sure that the audience that's watching this and maybe is taking our recommendations knows that maybe it's not time to give up on it. I don't know. I kind of wish I hadn't killed it. I'm not grieving over the loss, but yeah. I also agree with you. Kino's probably should have lived that week, but well done as it did. How about you?
You're all looking at me like I should feel regret for something I did this season. Like maybe I'm the reason that something happened. Look.
We know what your regret is.
Look.
I know what I regret that you did, but that's why this is a personal choice.
Yeah.
And so it's like the one that came to mind earlier. It's not this one. I was thinking that, man, I should have axed just because I was the one that kept it there. That was like one of my first let's go how this goes. You guys hated it. I like this part because I did like the music. I really did, but I felt that was really weak. A little metagamey shit. Whatever. I was having fun with it. I don't regret that because it was just one episode and whatever. That show's really forgettable. I don't feel like regret for killing Kino's either. I do kind of feel bad about King's Game because I put faith in the faithless. I was hoping that King's Game could perform a divine miracle with but stone and wood, but they could not, for they are fools. King's Game is ran by toddlers, and they don't know how to do anything. And it's by a mere divine miracle that they all put enough eggs in the pan to get an omelet that you could, mask the taste of all the shit that was in the pan earlier. I don't know. King's Game sucks. I would have killed it because it just got boring. It got really fucking boring. And I was really hoping, but man, you got to know when to put it down and to stop chasing that high.
Yep. Let's talk about the sunk cost fallacy, kids.
Yes.
I swore that your biggest regret was going to be Black Clover.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't regret Black Clover because I genuinely did want to see how it would turn out. Yeah. I did have enough actual faith. I was not talking out of my ass thinking hopefully this is good. I wanted to see because I felt that way about Naruto. I did not like it until Zabuza happened. So I was willing to give it that, but lo and behold, nothing. No, King's Game, I almost fell asleep watching it, the foot race episode.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
It's so bad. Yeah, that I could have. That's 20 minutes on my deathbed I'll never get back. Thanks, King's Game.
Well, let's wash away that taste with some positivity. Let's talk about the best laugh that you got this season.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Can I start?
Oh,
it's probably going to be my answer.
Okay, so King's Game. This is because of this is why I regretted this. Episode 6 of King's Game, not in isolation, not on its own, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
In experience with every other thing, putting up with all the bullshit, putting up with every little fucking thing, to be rewarded with a girl on fire, and then pulling off everything, and then at her computer talking about how the King's Game is a social virus. Who fucking cares? I laughed. I couldn't see because there were tears in my eyeballs. I was dying watching King's Game. It was some of the most fun I've had watching anime in years. That moment is so funny to me for so many reasons because I've been forced to watch this garbage and it gives me this loving treat. But that's so flash in the pan. That show couldn't have replicated that. But hot damn if that moment isn't one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. As she's on fire and they're calmly talking to her and she's saying, hang on, I'm almost in with 3rd-degree burns.
I'm going to join you because this is my pick too. Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
so funny.
I didn't know what to do as I was watching that scene. It was incredible. I had no idea what I was
Kieran, I'm just
watching.
thinking about it. It's so good.
Dude, it really is one of the most. It just comes out of nowhere. It takes a bad show and then elevates it to this level of absurdity that it could never again reach.
Yeah, never.
Oh my God.
It's so good. But you got it. But like that's the thing is you have to watch all the rest to really appreciate this moment. And don't do that.
My runner-up for this would have been the haircut. I'm pretty funny. Oh no! Wait, no. The fucking condom.
The condom's good.
Oh
my runner-up, if not on fire. This is why I had some faith. Was Stubbs.
Oh, Stubbs McKenzie!
Yeah.
Stubbs McKenzie!
That was pretty good.
After his limbs rocking it off, and he's holding the torso of his friend.
Never mind. That's my answer. It's Stubbs McKenzie. I completely forgot, but no, I literally laughed. All the other ones, I was like, oh my God. When I saw that, I actually busted out laughing.
Oh God, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, King, like the man, King's gave me a treat, but I hate you.
I would like to make it a perfect trifecta, but alas.
Hey, no.
It's okay.
I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Because that's the thing. I agree, those were very funny moments. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you were wrong, but I personally did not physically laugh at those moments because I was just sitting there like mouth agape, like, is this really happening?
To be fair, the only one I laughed at was the Stubbs part. That part. The other parts were hilarious, but I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I laughed
It's if you
at
can
Stubbs.
take that absurdity and turn it into laughter. Yeah. It's a step. I understand.
But there's a lot of reasons why you might laugh at something. It might be because it's like, clever wordplay, like a good joke, because it's, but sometimes it's just that laughter of recognition or sudden surprise. And that's why my best laugh was that moment in the finale of MMO Junkie, where at the very end, where Sakurai takes her hand, and then
my man.
And then it cuts over to him, and you see that he is standing there, like shaking, like terrified, like, can I really do this? And that was that just immediate subversion of expectations, but in such a welcome way. Just the most perfect way that show could have ended. That was what physically made this unexpected belly laugh come out of me, because I recognized that moment from times in my own life in such a wonderful way. Yeah. That is my best laugh this season.
That is a good, wholesome moment. That was I laughed too. That was a very good moment.
I cannot I can't get over the fact that he grabs her hand like, no, I want this. Yep. And I was like, yes!
And then he's like, if I haven't been there, man, it's great.
Yep.
Yeah, the best part is how they both are like, well, I guess we're doing this then.
Yep.
It's like he had just enough initiative to do it, but now he has to see it through.
Yep.
Very relatable for my millennial not knowing how to function mind. It was good.
And on a very, very, it could be a very related thing, the best moment.
Best moment. Shit. I should have looked at that list more, but I was in Colorado for 5 days. What are we doing?
Do you have yours ready? I have mine.
I do have mine as well.
All okay. Do you want to start?
Sure. So, once again, MMO Junkie. I love this show. And this is why this is our personal list, our personal awards. Because the best moment for me was... It was in episode 6, which is the one where Morioka goes on her date with goes on 2 dates with Koiwai with Sakurai and then with Koiwai. And there is that moment at the end of their wonderful, lovely, awkward Socksword date with Sakurai that she's apologizing for, I've caused you so much problems, yada yada. And I was literally typing into my notes. I had just then gotten frustrated, finally. Stop apologize. And that is as much as I had time to type before she does. That moment when this show exceeded my expectations. I think that might have been the moment when I fell in love with this show that I would ultimately marry.
Yeah.
And she just says, no, thank you for tonight. Mm-hmm. Because that is That moment when that character breaks out of these self-destructive mental patterns and has the self-awareness to go, no, this is how I should be handling this. This is the healthy way to view this situation. I loved it. Best moment.
Yeah. Here, you go.
Want me to go? Okay.
Go for it.
Sure. On a similar note, foreshadowing what I would do, when Inuyashiki knows he has the ability to fly, but doesn't know how. And I get goosebumps just thinking about it. So what does he do but invoke everything he knows about flight? And he fucking sings the Astro Boy theme, the Tetsuwan Atom theme song. And you just get this picture of this man who knows he's capable of something, pulling out what has really driven him as a person. And it's so relatable because, again, it is grounded in referencing stuff that we all know. Like, hearing him sing it and flying, not knowing what he's doing, and then when he finally gets there and he saves the woman from the fucking Yakuza dude, God, it was the most, I think, powerful moment of anything in, like, superhero fiction for me. Because I think a lot of superhero stories try to handle the, okay, I have this power, how do I use it? Haha, things are awkward. But that one's so emotional. It's so, there's some purity that it has that really brings to light the whole conceit of the show, that this man, and he's not just him, he's an embodiment of a generation of people that have rebuilt themselves and built the world they have now on their own, with their own fucking hands. It just really moved me seeing that, you know, I don't know. I could just keep rambling. That moment is so profound and really struck a chord with me. I loved it. And from then on, I was already bawling my eyes out through the whole rest of that episode.
This one's tough for me because I have two in my mind, and they're like fighting for my top spot. Because there's one moment in Inuyashiki that I will always go back to as something that kind of set the tone for Inuyashiki as a character for me. But there's also a moment in Magus Bride that was just so beautiful and overwhelmed me so much that it may be the high point of the season for me. So I'm kind of at this odd point because, well, I'm going to say both of them and I'll choose which one.
Sure.
So the Inuyashiki scene where he's walking with Hanako, I think he's walking with Hanako, was it? Mm-hmm. And he sees the cats.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, he's just walking around, and then you hear the thud. First of all, by the way, as I said last time, that is brilliant storytelling because you know what happened. Mm-hmm. You know exactly what just happened by the car and the thud. There's, like, I don't need to see it. The implication is more than well enough. And when he just goes over there and then he heals the cat, I don't know what it is about that scene that just overwhelmed me. Mm. Like, I haven't cried at media in, like, so long. Maybe once a year does something get to me like that. Just that one little scene where he saves that cat, and I was just done. Mm-hmm. In Magus Bride, the scene where she summons the Phoenix is unbelievable. Like in episode 12, the last episode, where she just rises up in that with all that beautiful color and the immaculate clouds, and the look on her face is just, after this whole season, to see this come to fruition, to see her become her own person and be reborn, is just so fucking good. Like, I don't know. In terms of just overall moments where my emotions were at their highest and I was just completely entranced, one sets the theme of a character, while the other is just the fulfillment of this character over the core of the season. And I'm gonna have to go with the Magus Bride scene because I feel like there was just so much going up to that, and it's a beautiful payoff to the season. But yeah, the other scene with Inuyashiki, it set that character for me. So, I don't know. They're both beautiful, and God, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great moment. Both of them, amazing moments.
Yeah. Everything. The one you mentioned, absolutely. I loved that. When she finally when she finally stops apologizing. That's a huge development.
Yeah, I agree.
I love that.
That is a great scene.
Yeah, and very understated, but
Yeah, no, I think the fact that you pulled that out, because that is so relatable, and this show doesn't belabor the point. I think if it did, it would have fumbled it.
yeah, and that is kind of like so many of these other shows, like Inuyashiki has these big moments, Magus Bride has these big moments. MMO Junkie is a lot of little moments. And I think that's really the strength of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, now we're gonna get into the shit.
All right. No. We're all friends.
The panel
no more.
awards.
I'm sad we didn't have worse moments, so I could rail on that scene from the MMO Junkie OVA a little bit more.
Yes, please do. We need more of that.
All right. So,
Yeah, worst moments. All of King's Game except for Girl on Fire.
There's a few good ones.
one long moment.
That is the problem with worst blank awards, is because really the worst thing is some shit that we didn't even notice at the time because it was just so boring.
Yep.
But so our panel awards. I have here a presumptive list of nominees, which I largely made. I know Scott added some stuff on there. I don't know if Kieran...
I looked it over. And
Okay.
I don't think there's anything... If there's anything I can think of, I'll add, but I couldn't think of anything the first time I looked it over.
Yeah, and there is nothing... These are in no particular order.
Yeah.
And if we decide on the spur of the moment, oh shit, we forgot that, call it out. We can add stuff to this on the fly. Best main character.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, starting with some rough shit.
Yeah, real easy.
Yeah, no, we had that. We started off with the easy stuff, which is the personal awards. We didn't have to argue with anybody about that.
Actually, do we have to say what they are right now, or do we just go through the list, one to one?
The list of what?
No, as in, are you going to read off all the different
For best-
categories?
Well, we
No, he just did the category. We're doing the nominees.
Oh, we're doing.
Yeah.
We're just.
yeah,
gonna
we
do
read
them?
off all the categories at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, so the nominees for Best Main Character are Chisei from Ancient Magus Bride, Inuyashiki from Inuyashiki, and Morioka from Recovery of an MMO Junkie. Off the top of the dome, and a nominee doesn't even necessarily need to be they might win. It might just be, I want to give this character their due. I want to make sure we acknowledge them before we move on. Is there anybody else we should be talking about in this category?
No one's jumping to mind.
Yeah, as far as main characters go from the other shows, hold on, running through it. Oh no, you forgot Nobuaki, dude. He's the most selfless guy on the list, man.
He's the prime good guy.
Every girl loves him.
But he can't get with any girl because he's too busy being perfect.
Well, Nobuaki, too perfect. I'm putting him on the list and then crossing him off. Can't hang, too perfect.
I don't know. I loved Kino's, but not because of any characters. It's not a character show.
Yeah. Well, and that's why we're doing all these categories, because it's a way to give shows their due that might not be the best show, but that have some of the best elements. Not necessarily in this category, because the three nominees are the three main characters from the three best shows, the three shows that we married. But sometimes that's just the way it shakes out. That's fine, too.
So now, okay. If you don't have any further nominations, I think I'm ready to just rip everybody a new asshole, or their asshole.
Okay, all right. So, who would you suggest?
Inuyashiki.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think we all know
he's perfect.
He's kind of perfect.
He's a perfect man, but he is flawed. He is flawed but perfect. How do you do that? Perfect man.
I love Inuyashiki, okay?
Yeah,
He is a wonderful main character.
Look at him preface this, yeah.
But his arc is largely complete by episode 6. If not before. He's got this, this imposter syndrome. He doesn't know what he's all about.
Yeah.
Well, no, you know what? I was about to start making that argument. You know what? No, it's really not. Until People of Tokyo, which is
Yes.
this is the moment I was born for.
That was going to be my rebuttal.
So shit, I kind of just like tore apart my own argument.
Don't worry, that happens.
Well, and that is why we are filming these deliberations, because I think shit like
Oh yeah,
that
I love seeing shit like this.
Oh,
is
yeah. absolutely.
way more interesting than just ripping open the envelope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
The envelope is the least interesting part of the whole ordeal. See, I struggle because the two main characters that I like the most are because I love Chise and Elias, but as far as they go, their characters very much under development. Like the more time we get to spend with them, the better they get. And that's good.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I am totally okay with the
Yeah,
fact
yeah.
that like they start kind of like not blank slates, but okay, what are these guys about? And the more we get to know them and the more they grow, the more they've endeared to me. However, both Morimori and Inuyashiki, instantly, like I was like, I'm all about both of these characters.
Yes.
So for me, my favorite character this season, yeah, it's going to be a tie. Like currently, it's a tie between those two. So how about you? What do you think?
I think Inuyashiki also went through a bit of a mid-series slump.
Yeah.
Where the first like 4 or 5 episodes were all about him. We're pushing his character forward, and then he's largely absent. And when he's there, he is not making forward progress. His arc has stagnated until he comes back in a big way in People of Tokyo. Whereas Morioka, it is her story.
Yes.
She kind of shares the story a bit with Sakurai.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, it's not equal though. It's about Morioka,
Yeah.
and we get a lot of Sakurai because we have to, because
But
otherwise.
he's not like till the last third.
Yeah,
We don't
and-
really get him.
Well,
And-
that's not necessarily true. We get a lot of him and Koiwai.
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah, but we will also be able to give Sakurai his due when we get to best supporting character.
Yeah.
But okay, Inuyashiki, best main character, the category of the best person who, whenever they were on the screen, you were like, yes. What do you want? How many times did we say, please save me, old Jesus man? Inuyashiki is so compelling. Every time he was on the screen, you know he was going to do something. The most irritating part is when he didn't do something.
I was about to say, I wish that were the case, but there are 2-3 episodes there where he's on the screen and he's not doing anything
because he's not the main character for that part.
He's hanging out in a junkyard punching cars or whatever, which is fine, but
Yeah, which I concede that to where like I don't know, like Hiro is not the main character of the story, but he's damn close.
Well, he's the villain.
Yeah.
And the villain will often get a lot of screen time, and that's good.
Yeah.
Like he is the villain of the whole arc, but I wouldn't call him the main character thusly.
I don't know, man. They spend a lot of fucking time with just him.
Well, they do, but also from the perspective of this is the bad guy.
How many episodes do you get of like just Frieza, though?
I mean, I wish.
That's what I mean.
Dude, wouldn't you have loved to have
Oh, I
gone
would
to
have
the
loved it.
Yeah, that would be great. I want to see what his daily routine is like. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that would have
Just
been
because
great.
this show did it better. All right.
Like I don't like the thing with Inuyashiki is you know, yes, he is still like largely complete with a lot of it. That doesn't take away any power from him. Just like fucking Superman isn't any less of an awesome character because he is driven by something that propels him.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
To
go
be
ahead.
fair, so for you, the negatives against Inuyashiki are that he's not consistently in the series enough, and his presence.
Not that he's not in the series enough, but that there's a couple of episodes there where he's in it, and I'm having trouble fully like rooting for him because he is so passive.
Yeah, I have to agree. Given the state of affairs, Inuyashiki is too passive in these moments, and those were criticisms that we had at the time.
Yeah.
And they were never properly addressed.
I completely disagree. They were addressed when he says, "I couldn't do anything. What do you want me to do?" He knows when he meets Hiro, he's gonna die.
Yeah, but the story itself does not accurately portray that at the time.
I thought it did.
That's something that you can read into it, but it's not well supported by the text, I don't feel.
And since it's 2 against 1, obviously your opinion is now wrong.
Yeah, of course. So everyone, leave a comment.
Well, that is why we are not doing this by vote. That is an absolute last resort.
I will say this. Mori Mori is a fantastic character. I loved her from beginning to end. She has a lot of development, and it is always her story. She always has precedent.
Even when it's somebody else's story, it is how that reflects on her thematically.
However, her highs never she as a character is compelling enough. Like, she's definitely a worthwhile character. I will definitely put her on a list of here are some very good characters that are great representations of the average adult, or in terms of how do I put this? She's very relatable. She's funny. She's cute. Inuyashiki has moments that are just unbelievably groundbreaking in terms of their emotional intensity. The scene where he's getting himself ready, when he's pumping himself up with the Astro Boy theme, the scene where he brings the cats back to life, the scenes where he's just a miserable old man and he finds that dog, they are so emotionally moving. So I feel like I don't know.
It sounds like you're coming around to, and actually hearing you talk about that, because I agree with you that Morioka, I would say, is more consistently
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
a great main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, Inuyashiki's highs are so high. I can't say I'd have a problem with calling this as Inuyashiki best main character, Morioka runner-up.
Yes, I'm okay with that. Because I love Morioka. I agree with you that whenever she's on there, it is about how, as you said, how things relate to her to a detrimental degree. And we're like, oh, that's fucking coincidental, at some points. But I did enjoy it because it helps paint the world in a better light, seeing how she relates to people not only online, and then eventually takes that online extra version she has and can start working it into her real life experience with people. Seeing that development was fascinating, and I believed it the whole step of the way, except for oh wow, okay, I guess he lives next door. But aside from that, it was good.
And with Inuyashiki, and I think this is also important, is that he as a character is very different from everyone else on the list, and also a bit more profound. Whereas Morioka is very relatable, Inuyashiki gives you hope. He makes you feel. He is
he's the embodiment of a compelling force of hope.
Yes, and I believe him.
Yeah.
He is not Superman where I'm well, he's fucking perfect. No. This old man makes me feel good things, happy things, positive things, emotions that runneth over.
Fuck All Might, Inuyashiki is the new symbol of peace.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, honestly, he is.
He's kind of the Jesus parallel is completely. I'm 100% okay with making that with Inuyashiki.
Yeah,
more than I have any other character ever.
And not because he is perfect, but specifically because the power of the Jesus story is that he is both God and man.
Yeah, and it's all the sides of his flaws that really bring it out to me. That he's struggling to realize if he's human. He doesn't know how to be a fucking dad. The most dadly thing he did was say, fuck it, Mari, do your dreams, man. And then when he does, I'm yeah, dude.
That was so cool, seeing him able to actually be a dad.
Yeah, that was such a great moment. And he would have never done that without this realizations that he had about himself.
And we never talked about that scene either. No. I don't think we did.
Well, I think we mentioned it a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, I
know. But it is such a good scene, though, where he's well, I think, she should do it. Because he realizes in that moment, dude, life is short. Let her do her thing.
Yeah, he knows. And I guarantee any other time where she was what? His wife freaks out, he would have just flaked off. I'm okay, fine, you're right. Okay, sorry. But he...
By the way, that is perfect. That was damn
right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I think it is important to say, the way this show is structured, it's never going to be an exact apples-to-apples comparison. Chisei is still an amazing character, but it's also not a complete story. And
that's true.
I will be I will be real interested to see how her story continues. But in the meantime, calling it Inuyashiki, congratulations, best main character, Moriyoko runner-up.
Applause, confetti.
Yay!